Okay, we are going live. Okay, yo everyone. Seeing if there are other people who are going to join in a second. Randy might join. Hmm? To be honest, it tastes more like grapefruit juice, to be honest. It's like, I can't really taste anything from grapefruit juice. Well, it's like grapefruit flavored water. Huh? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yo, Cryptoverse. I break stuff. Devil face. Hey, Brendan. Welcome to South Cal. Come to OC. What's OC? I'm not good with the acronyms. Ah, it's B-Boy Steve. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice seeing you again. Hope you're enjoying California. I think Pags was right on the. Yeah, you know what? Because we already hit 0007 on OKX recently, like on the day when I bought on Ascendex. 0007, I think, is going to happen again on Ascendex and Bitforex and stuff. I think it's probably going to potentially go lower. Could go 0006. Hey, Benny. Oh, nice. So you're very close to Anaheim. I'm going to be staying in a hotel near Anaheim on Wednesday. And then I'm going to be staying with Kyle, Cavell, Johnny Dunn, and Venkatesh on Thursday because we're going to be going Disneyland on Thursday as well. I think a lot of people within the Vivi community are going to be going Disneyland on Thursday. Yeah, I think I still am jet lagged a little bit. Like, okay, my eyes aren't really red or anything, but I am tired. Oh, Orange County. Okay, OC is Orange County.
Well, Sacramento.
Is that in LA?
No.
Like, as in OC. Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think that's near LA.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, my geography for the US is terrible.
I thought Sacramento was more like brother. You're not still being
Oh, okay. What little yeah, they can hear you. What are you thinking? Oh, he said Orange County, south of LA. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You did that right.
I'll pick you up in the two-door coupe. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Two-door coupe if you need a ride. Appreciate that. Maybe 1 hour from LA. Oh, okay. It's not too bad. This guy, Justin, he says smoke a cone.
Smoke a cone.
Do you know what the cone is?
No.
You know those like spliffs, they come in like, yeah, they come in a cone. You know what? Like since coming to LA, I haven't like really checked prices in the crypto market. And it's like, I mean, I don't really get stressed out when things go down anymore, but it's like I just forget like, oh yeah, the crypto market is crashing whilst I'm like abroad because it's more of a holiday for me than work related stuff. There's like a reflection coming from this light here.
Leave me on the lighting.
Oh no, it's just I just noticed on my glasses. Smoke a cone for Vivi first. I pulled money from Sheep ecosystem for the first time ever. Oh, Wow, congratulations. I mean, my personal preference, if I was in any kind of, any token that's associated with memes, is now would be a generally, or any token to be honest, like now's a good time to hedge your risk and potentially go liquid for some stuff. Like just lock in what you have and prepare for what could be one of the worst crypto recessions we've probably ever had. I'll bring you a personal J. Dr. Silver Fox, are you still aiming for 100 million OMI? Yes, I am. You know what? I could actually get 100 million OMI today because, but what I would have to do is I would have to move nearly all my gems off of Vivi, which is kind of tricky because I don't think my bank directly is going to easily let me withdraw so much. And I think they're gonna hammer me with the FX exchange rate as well, because it's dollars to GBP. So I do think I can actually get a better rate for OMI because there's one thing that happens every year with crypto is every December and January time around that period, typically, and this happens during around February, March as well for Chinese New Year, is people tend to liquidate a lot of crypto for Christmas because one, people can spend a lot during Christmas, so they need the capital for Christmas gifts and things, and traveling, and holiday food and all that stuff. And then two, for Chinese New Year, it's similar. Like it's basically, it's kind of like Christmas, but for the largest populace in the world. So yeah, that's also quite a big one. And you'll notice historically, the price always dips around that time. So that's a small thing that's going to probably bring the market down a bit more. But then Coinbase recently today is now kind of getting thrown into the spotlight for large transfers amongst kind of these other wallets. I'm not sure if they've confirmed who the wallets belong to, but recently there's been transfers between, I think it's Binance and Gate.io. I think it might have been Binance and Gate.io. There's two exchanges. And basically, they're just trying to prove that they have reserves. So Gate.io received a ton of ETH to prove that they had enough liquidity, and then they sent the money back, which is really, really sketchy. And so that to me implies Gate.io is probably illiquid as well. I think any of these small centralized exchanges where the founders are slightly dodgy, all of them are at risk of collapse right now. So if it was me, I would have all of my crypto on a hardware wallet and I would be using decentralized exchanges. But that would be my preference. I hope OMI crashes more, load up more. Yeah, me too. And I think it will for next year because rates are still going up. Inflation hasn't been curbed fully. Actually, inflation is starting to go down in the US at least, but it still needs to come down a lot more. It's still really high. So that's one aspect. We still have the stuff that I just discussed earlier. So, people are still going to be withdrawing and, kind of trying to balance lifestyle or let's say survival with, accumulating assets. It's quite hard right now. But I do feel a lot more exchanges, a lot more of these big centralized entities, they are going to still become insolvent. I mean, Gate.io is pretty much showing evidence that they are insolvent. The fact that they need funds sent to them just to prove proof of funds, which is really, really silly because the blockchain shows they've been receiving funds, which they are then sending back as a way to prove that they have funds. George Sloshington. Good evening. Oh, you know what, Brendan? My friend literally, he was asking today, multiple times, Gonna get Mexican food. Brendan's asking, have you tried any good Mexican food yet?
I want to.
he, he wants to, but we haven't tried because we were actually about to like look at some places now, but it was a bit too late, and we're in Japantown, so there's only obviously mostly Japanese restaurants open. So we just had sushi. I have a large limit order sitting at 0.0000850. Oh, okay, it's pretty good order there. I think that will fill. If it's on like OKX, that will probably fill. I heard Bitforex today came close to going to the point 0.8s, or I think it wasn't a point 0.8. Was it 0.89 that I touched? Mahalo, we smoking out at Decon. Yeah, I completely forgot that it's legal here. Like, I just noticed when I saw like the cannabis dispensaries, yeah, like all of them like around there. I was like, oh yeah, it is legal here.
No, it's when I smelled it outside the airport.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't want it.
There was one guy smoking, and I was like, I was gonna say, oh, I smell weed, and then I was like, wait, oh yeah, it's legal here. Yeah. I hope the Vivi preview still carries during these times. I think it will affect the price a little bit, but not significantly, unless we find out that the Viviverse is being built by some really reputable, known company, then maybe it'll have more of an effect. But I don't think it can do too much right now. Like a lot of people just aren't looking for, play to earn kind of stuff or metaverses or things like that right now. It's not the right market for it. Like the analogy that I gave, right? And this is like one of my favorite analogies is Vivi is like a Louis Vuitton store, right? So think of Vivi as an LV store. If you put that LV store in like a really high-end fashion district, it's going to do really, really well. But if you take that same store, the LV store, and stick it in the hood, it's gonna perform really badly. And that's the same store. So nothing about the store has changed. The staff the same, the products are the same, authentic stuff. It's just the environment's changed. And the environment is what makes a difference. So if you apply that to Vivi, right? Right now, Vivi compared to what Vivi was like a year ago or 6 months ago, fundamentally nothing's changed, right? Like David and Dan, still, the founders, they're still doing what they said they were going to do. They're still getting more licensors. The product itself, like fundamentally has not really changed. The company itself is still the company. But the environment that it's in has changed a lot. Crypto sentiment has been going down and down and down because of, a lot of these exchanges going insolvent, people, losing money. Obviously, there was a bull market coming down to a bear market. A lot of the kind of macroeconomic pressures, rate increases, and then, people just struggling with the cost of living. So, obviously people are going to need to, withdraw and they need liquidity. So, yeah, the economic environment has changed, but Vivi fundamentally has not changed. And that's the way that I see it is, even if you've got a really, really good high-end store, if it's in a bad environment, it won't do well. So environment matters a lot. Oh yeah, Joe, you'll smell what is that? The gas. Can't you get Bitcoin 40% off for like 2% interest right now? Oh right, I see what you're saying. So that's a risky. I mean, so I know people who did borrow money the last crash, like 20. I know someone who took out a 20K loan, and they bought Bitcoin when it crashed down to like what was it, like 3K, I think, 3K. And this was like, after crashed in like 2018. And that worked out for them. They had like 5.5 Bitcoin, something like that. And that's worth like, even right now, I think that's like nearly 100K, more than 100, around 100K or something like that. And they took out 20K loan. Now in a bear market, like, they're up quite a bit. So you need to be able to like 100% know that you can pay off that loan, even if your stuff that you borrowed against goes to zero. That's the key part. And that's what a lot of people, they get greedy. They borrow more they can afford to pay back. And so, I mean, I know people who are taking out credit cards for Vivi collectibles, and the stuff that I think they bought is down massively. So, yeah, you kind of want to. It's a risk. So it's always a risk. Bitcoin, I think nowadays is less of a risk. It's not as speculative as it used to be. It's still a speculative asset, but it's just very, very widely adopted now. So, it's not going to like go to zero, I don't think. I'm slowly becoming a Bitcoin maxi. I think I think a lot of people just default to Bitcoin now because and they are going to start defaulting to Bitcoin more because USDT is what a lot of people tend to hold as like a liquid asset, but USDT isn't decentralized, it's centralized. And there's a high risk, or not high risk, but there is a known risk that it can be depegged. So, when that happens, if that happens, when that happens, a lot of tokens out there are pegged to USDT, or they're paired to USDT, and they're going to be affected. OMI pretty much only really trades with USDT. Well, it trades with ETH as well, but mostly I'd say it's trading with USDT. So that's going to really affect OMI. That happens, I think we could see 0005 even. So it's definitely a potentiality. Still love OMI. Yes. That OMI is what I'm doing. All Chat Gaming, how's it going? All Chat Gaming. Is Trust Wallet a good storage? It's all right. I mean, there's nothing like horribly wrong with using hot wallets nowadays. It's just you have to be careful as well. Like, I think the risk that people make with hot wallets is they tend to store everything on a hot wallet, but then they also use that hot wallet, the same one, to connect to random websites and claim like, free airdrops and things. And that's always a huge, huge risk. Because if you're going to connect your wallet, right, you need to make sure that you're using a clean wallet to connect to like other like third parties. Otherwise, you could end up signing a transaction which, gives the contract owner like the ability to drain your wallet. I just prefer using a hardware wallet, to be honest. Nano Ledger S isn't expensive; it's relatively cheap, and I think it's cool, like having like a little physical wallet. Like it feels like you actually hold your crypto in your hand. It's like probably the most tangible your crypto is ever going to feel because you can't literally like go out and hold it. It exists as code. So yeah, Ledger costs $70, better than losing thousands. Yeah, that's the way that I see it. It's a very small investment, and it'll last you many, many years as long as you remember to update the software. Trust Wallet is a hot wallet, which is better than exchanges, but closed. But yeah, exactly what George Sloshington said. So exchanges, I would say if it was me, I'd only leave a small amount for like if, just to like kind of be prepared to buy or sell something. Hot wallet, if you haven't got a cold storage, then that's the next best option. But I wouldn't leave it in a hot wallet for like forever personally. Cold storage is kind of like what you should aspire to have a cold storage wallet if you're going to be serious about crypto or have a large amount. What if I spill tea? Oh, right. Okay. So this is a common question, right? People say, what if I lose my hardware wallet? What if it breaks? What if I spill my tea on it? What if it gets stolen, etc., etc.? So your crypto doesn't actually live in a hardware wallet, right? Your hardware wallet just has your private keys. Your crypto exists, on a blockchain. So the private key just essentially allows you to be authenticated as, the owner of that, like that crypto belongs to you. So if you lose your hardware wallet, you can always set up a brand new one as long as you have your 24-word or 12-word seed phrase. So when you get your crypto wallet, there's going to be like 12 words or 24 words. And that's used to essentially generate your private keys. And as long as you have the exact same words, it's the same algorithm that is used to generate your private keys. So I think for most people, they generally take pretty good care of their hardware wallet. But if you do break it or lose it, whatever, you can always set up a brand new one, just order a new one. Make sure you use the same 12 words or 24 words. That's why you should keep a very, very, don't share those private key, seed phrase words with anyone. And make sure you don't lose it or forget it, because then you definitely do essentially lose access to your funds. And I've seen it happen. It's happened to people. My expectation prediction is around OMI price have changed. Oh, I'm not in the UK. I'm in LA, Los Angeles. So I didn't bring the bird with me. So there's no Darth bird. I remember when 2 cent OMI was somewhat tame for this year. Yeah, the whole market is if okay, so if the macro environment didn't change, I think OMI would still be around about 0.6, 0.7, you know, 0.5 at the lowest, I'd say. But the macro environment has changed a lot. It's just not the right environment for these altcoins like OMI and these kind of pay to earn tokens. I don't know what Luvian's at, but that's one that I quite liked. I mean, I still like it, but it's just it's not the right environment for a token like that. Same with IMX, and IMX is doing some really, really good stuff. Like they recently at I believe it's the CEO of Riot Games in Asia. Like they rolled out a project on IMX and it looks really, really good. I forgot the name. It's like E something, but the CEO of Riot Games Asia, they've just rolled out a project on IMX. So IMX is doing so much good stuff. And their balance sheet, from last I heard, they had 300 million in liquid capital and 4 years of runway. So they are not at risk of going insolvent based off that information. And they have results to show, like they're growing every day. Good Mexican food at Roberto's. Oh, okay.
That era.
Where is Robert? I don't know. He said, okay. It's like Robert with an OS at the end. Okay, we'll check out Roberto's. There are multiple Roberto's. Oh, I don't think one.
North Broadway.
Is it the one on North Broadway? It's Mexican food at Roberto's.
Yeah, there's multiple. There's one form out there.
Oh, do you know which Roberto's it is? There's multiple.
Like a pop-up.
I don't know. Is it a pop-up or a restaurant? Just put an order on Bitforex for 00078. Oh, nice. No snoring bird. What little bot only at 0.0098. That's where I think it was 00096 or 00098. I made like a big purchase the other day. Can't remember, but I bought like 11.5K worth of OMI. When is the Vivi presentation at Decon? Oh, I think it is on the Saturday at 1:30 p.m. or 1 p.m., something like that. I will live stream it. Or maybe I should record it and not live stream it, because okay, it depends on the Wi-Fi connection. The Wi-Fi is good, I'll live stream it. If it's not good, I will record it. Or actually, I'll have two phones. I'll live stream on one and I'll record on the other. So at least I've got a good quality version and live stream quality version. Because live streams tend to ruin the quality. What else are you doing to make money? I do my day job. Um, I would say, try and diversify streams of income. So yeah, I've got my day job. I get like a little bit of ad revenue from Vivi. I work with a few crypto projects on like sponsored stuff. So I'm doing stuff at Quid, McFarlane Toys. I mean Trevor actually next week. We're going to be going through some stuff for McFarlane. Yeah, and then I also kind of trade a bit as well. So God's Entry, he's been working with me. He's really, really good. Like he's really good at charting, but because he's so good at charting, like it translates over to his trading. What else? Yeah, that's a. Oh, I get like very, very minimal like income from like selling online resources that I made like ages ago. I still get passive income for that, but it's tiny, so I'd even count it. Um, yeah, I would say I do need to work more on getting more streams in of income because most of my consistent income still comes from my day job. Like even though there have been months where I've made more in trading than my day job, it's not consistent. Like I would look for consistency. So people with consistent high streams of income, most people I know is from like property. Um, but property in the UK is really expensive. Like now, yeah, very very high barrier to entry. Like most people would need to pull out a mortgage to do that. Like so they'll get a mortgage and then they'll rent out. But then that's like high risk right now because mortgage, like the payments are really high. Like if you want to get a mortgage, you're gonna end up paying like a stupid high rate compared to the cost of the house because of the rates have been going up.
You're not buying it like outright. It might not even be that much.
Yeah. I just read the wild rumor SBF was a laundering mule for the Bitfinex Tether fraud. It could be. I mean, so when FTX first came out, I avoided it from day one. I was like, no way am I putting a single penny on this platform. And I never said why, but I avoided that. Same way I avoided Luna, I didn't touch that. Same way I avoided Celsius. Like Celsius, I was like, it was funny, right? Because it was around the time when OMI had touched 1.3 cents and it went down to like 0.3 cents. And there were people saying, oh, put some money in Celsius, you'll make your money back, like, in a few months, pay like, all the money that you had lost on from buying OMI, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm not touching that because, okay, I chose not to touch any high yield DeFi platforms. And the reason for that is the whole DeFi model, it's very fragile. Like you only need one group in that chain to essentially stop paying and the whole thing starts to collapse or one group going insolvent. And I know the risks of staking, right? If you're staking in one of these high yield DeFi platforms, not your keys, not your wallet, that obviously stands true. But I'd done a lot of reading and speaking to people who were involved in Mt. Gox, and I was like, man, that's horrifying. Like I would do whatever I can to avoid something like that. And yeah, so I kind of learned that. But then one of the reasons why I avoided platforms like FTX, I avoided like a lot of tokens like Luna, X, can't think of what else. Yeah. But one thing I look out for is who is promoting that. So who is promoting FTX? And whenever there's really like I don't know, like really crappy celebrities that are promoting something, I avoid it. So I think FTX was being promoted by people like Kim Kardashian. I'm like, no way am I going to touch that. Um, yeah, whenever there's like, who's that footballer recently? There was a footballer who was promoting the token, and straight away, like I think the SEC started like targeting them. I forgot who it was, but there was a footballer recently that randomly started promoting some token. But yeah, basically, I look out for who is promoting that project. Because if you look at Vivi, for example, right, you don't have like these kind of weird, questionable celebrities who are promoting Vivi. You have people who haven't even been paid by Vivi to like talk about them. Like you know the CEO guy, or not CEO, but the guy who was one of the founders of Gymshark, for example. And then there's the guy who's the campaign manager of Joe Biden. Like it's like really weird. He got into Vivi as well. So yeah, I don't think Vivi really pays anyone to talk about them. Like people just find it and they talk about it. Um, but yeah, I look at who it is that's actually talking about and promoting the token. There is a big thing about to happen on December 13th on SPY. Oh, on SPY. Okay. So S&P 500 for those who don't know. Say it's going to be bad for all the market. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening next month. You sell your OMI or holding? I'm still holding my OMI, 55 million. But if anyone wants to sell OMI now, like I'm not going to say it's a bad or good decision. Like if you're selling now, then the chance that you be able to buy back at a lower price, I'd say it's pretty decent. But there's always a chance that the market can reverse. And if you're in good profit now and you don't mind if the market just suddenly starts pumping again, then that could be an option. But it's for me, it was like once OMI gets to a certain price that's really, really low, that I don't really care if it does like, you know, go lower. Like I'm fine buying there. Because it's always hard to time the bottom as well. That's why you should layer in your buys, like find like a range that you're happy with and just put in small amounts, like every week or every couple of weeks. That's what I've been doing. Is Moni dead? I think they're still working on the main game. But play to earn is probably going to be one of the things that suffers the longest because the whole tokenomic model for these play to earn projects is based around essentially accumulation of a token that does something. And anything that you're accumulating, a very speculative token that requires you to do some form of work, it's not going to do well in this market because that kind of high liquidity that you need to make this kind of stuff work is just not there. Like I don't see anything that's P2E that's to work right now. How to transit from a marketer who knows HTML to a web dev?
React.
Oh, JavaScript first, then Solidity. Oh, this is probably a better question for you. So,
Me?
yeah, how does someone who's in marketing that knows HTML transition into a Web3 dev?
Web3.
Yeah.
Web3 dev.
Yeah. So someone who's like,
I mean, like that's not if you're talking about Web3, like smart contract, right?
yeah, that's part of it.
I mean, does he know any like JavaScript or any?
Oh, he mentioned it. Like, should you learn JavaScript first, then Solidity?
I mean, I would say if you know HTML, you can at least integrate with JavaScript. Just learn how to do some programming. Then maybe try to a language which is used with Web3, like is that Python also used for that Solidity?
Solidity is used.
That
I don't think people use that.
Not only uses Rust, Solana.
Oh, Solana. Like Solana's kind of dead right now. Yeah.
I mean, is Ether still the main one?
Yeah, Ether's going to be. Solidity is the main thing, but there's been a new one that came out with Go called Move.
Yeah.
Move.
Okay.
John's learning that. Like he said, it's really good.
Yeah. But I mean, if the main one people are using is
it's still Solidity.
Yeah, because then you get your community to help you out.
Yeah.
It's literally similar to any like mainstream program.
It feels kind of like JavaScript actually. It feels like a kind of like a mix between JavaScript, Java, and it's quite like a. It's quite. I mean, you're obviously good with Go, like because I did have a bit of a play around with Go, like so
like Go, right?
You're like writing all your functions. It's not really like object oriented.
It's not object oriented, but I think of Go also to the text.
Yeah.
You have to learn a whole bunch of extra things you don't need for validity.
Yeah.
And you have bigger projects. Like, you're just doing a small script when they need to do something. So you can start with doing it as best as possible.
Yeah.
And if you're only going to do Web3 stuff, maybe it's not either. But it depends how far you want to go. Like I obviously say start with smaller things. Maybe just start with Solidity. And then
I mean, Solidity is the main thing, and there's loads of because it's been around so long. There's a lot of resources on there for like learning it. Do you know how to open that?
I've opened it now.
Oh, okay. You have to like kind of break the little ribbon thing. Yeah. Yeah. I realized I was like, oh, this is how I open it. NFT hero called BlockFi. I heard there's something dodgy going on with BlockFi as well. Some buying straight through MetaMask, no risk of sending. Yeah, so the way that works, I believe it's integrating with a decentralized exchange. I believe that's the way it's working. So that is, I would say, better than integrating with a centralized exchange because your tokens are still your tokens, like they're non-custodial. So you don't have a custodian holding your crypto for you. The downside is with decentralized exchanges, you have something called slippage. So obviously, as you buy a token from the pool, you're reducing the liquidity of that token. So the price of it may go up as you're buying. So you kind of factor that in. Yeah, I mean, you can get rewards as well for providing liquidity towards that pool, but typically, if you're buying a token, it is going to cost you a bit more on a decentralized exchange, but you have the, I guess, anonymity. You're not KYC'd, and your tokens are always non-custodial, so you have them in your own wallet. It's not being given to an exchange to facilitate for you. So that I think is the bigger factor. Give me some advice. I think so. So I think I have been lucky actually as well. Like I've definitely had some luck. But I try and create the situation where I have a lower risk of failing. And I do that or the way I've done that is by surrounding myself with people who know a lot more than me. So in my circle of people that I kind of communicate a lot to is, Taps Trades, Dr. Profit as well. We talk a lot. God's Entry, Wannabe Champ, Omi the Clown, Brock McBreadcat, McBlockchain. Yeah, Trevor Reese. I talk to him quite a lot. So I just try and, I mean, this is just in the kind of Vivi related community, by the way. I have a lot of circles of people like outside of Vivi as well, and I would say surround yourself with people who know more about stuff than you, like certain things. Obviously, there's some stuff that you would probably know more about than them, but certain things. Try and surround yourself with people who know a lot, and then just study like the broader like how macro environments work. So learn things like how is money created, like how inflation works, how QE works, quantitative easing, how monetary policy works. Understand the effect of like rates, understand like how buying back sovereign bonds, like that can affect rates. Yeah, taxes, understand like how different types of taxes work. Obviously you're not expected to like learn this in like a week or something, but just try and do it casually, like passively, like every day, just try and keep updated with like this kind of stuff. And eventually, after a year of doing it, you'll be able to like kind of, comprehend it quite fluently. So yeah, that's kind of what I would recommend is, surround yourself with competent people and just learn like, how markets work in general. And then through that, you'll start to identify what kind of things don't perform well in different types of markets. And then you know what to avoid. Because pretty much anything can perform well in a bull market. But when a bear market hits, anyone who has, kind of, you know, let's say shady books, um, anything that hasn't got like a legitimate product backing it, um, you know, anyone who's over leveraged, that's another one. They're probably not going to make it. And all of this kind of crap kind of like surfaces in a bear market. And we've already started seeing it. So it's interesting. I'm really hoping they partnered with a reputable company to build a Viviverse, but you know how they like to operate, lean. Yeah, I think they probably partnered with a reputable company. I'm pretty sure that it is kind of like outsourced. Oh yes, 46%. Let me plug this in.
That's been fine for a while.
Yeah. Oh, that's the. Yeah. I'm just gonna plug in a charger. Oh yes, charging.
You know what? We just ask the people in the club. They can figure out what the thing is. Think of the chair.
Which I think is the chair. Oh, okay. We have this thing in our hotel room, but my friend doesn't know what it is.
Right. So what is this?
What is this? I think it's a chair because it folds out and it looks like you can sit on it.
But is it for like suitcase or what? Like, it's the worst chair I've ever seen. If it is even a chair.
I think it's a chair.
See what people say. It is a chair. Weird. So how would I sit on it? Like this or like this if I wanted to face the camera?
I don't know, but I think it's definitely a chair.
New comment. That's it. I join the stream.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'm really hoping to partner. So how can I trade with God's Entry? Oh, he is running live seminars. So if you go to God's Entry on Twitter, I tagged him recently. If you drop him a DM and just like ask him to kind of join his Telegram and just tell him a bit about yourself, like don't just ask him, "Can I join your Telegram?" Just kind of tell him what you're looking to learn. How you think he can help you. What you're doing right now, that kind of stuff. Like have a human conversation with him, and he'll be quite open, I reckon. Being still relatively new to crypto, I've avoided crypto projects that big YouTubers get paid to show with affiliate links. Yeah, that like, so some projects are legit, and yeah, most of them, I think, if it's like you can tell that they're just being paid to talk and they don't really care, probably higher risk. Just be careful, research it yourself. Tom Brady. Oh yes, Tom Brady promoted FTX, didn't he?
I have actually some questions about crypto. If you want to discuss
that. Yeah, sure. Oh yes, yeah, they had a partnership with Cryptos R Us. Yeah, so he was actually being paid to talk about a token, which was OMI, but we all know OMI is legit. So just because someone's being paid to talk about it doesn't mean that it's terrible. Like people actually want Vivi to pay people to talk about them because they keep asking like when are they going to market the token. So there has to be some form of transaction. Just avoid the question. What up, Nathan? Vivi was a Disney content machine. This is a fantastic team. I'm super excited for the Viviverse preview. Yeah, I think that's going to be really fun. Hey, what's up, Bob Ross? Good Squirrel, how's it going? Oh, they said it's for your suitcase.
That's what I thought.
It's for you to put your luggage.
Well, I've got a suitcase. What? Just so it doesn't go on the floor.
I guess so. Yeah, that's what they said. It's for your luggage.
What's the point of that? Like the suitcase is on wheels. I don't get it. You put your suitcase on this.
Apparently.
Well, so if I want to open my suitcase without going on the floor, I put it on.
Oh yeah, probably could open your suitcase.
I don't get it. Like,
oh, you know what? I think it's so you can sit on a chair or your bed and have your suitcase like this. Because otherwise you have to like really hunch over. And some people they can't bend over that low. Maybe that's what it is.
so I sit on the bed like this, right?
Yeah. And then you put your suitcase and it's open.
Does that only be a small suitcase that let's use two?
I think if you have a full-size suitcase.
I do have full size.
Yeah, and then if you put it right in the middle. That's probably why this is wider. Because maybe people put the suitcase like the spine of it there.
I mean, is it really so necessary if you don't have one? I've seen it like 5 different hotels.
I guess it makes sense to have it in a hotel because
what's the name of it? If you don't know that, what like if I have to Google this thing, what would I call it? The suitcase stand or what?
Okay. Does anyone know what the name of this is? I thought it was a chair.
You are wrong.
It's for your luggage. I've seen that chair before, but I forgot what it's called. I think it's for clothes, not really for sitting.
Yeah, I don't think it's specific.
It's for bones.
Bones?
It's not a chair. It's a stand for your luggage. That way you don't have to put it in your bed or floor. You can open it up and get into it without bending over. Oh, okay, so that's what they're saying.
What's it called?
Does anyone know what it's called? Oh, hey, Gibby, how's it going? Hello. How can I trade with you? I've been watching with you. You can, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like an amazing trader, but am I profitable? I'd say I'm profitable, but I'm not like because I don't do it like a full-time thing, like God's entry. He's what someone consider to be a full-time trade, and he's way more knowledgeable than I am in this area. You know, he's I'm learning from him, so I think he would be kind of like the best person to kind of reach out to. He is trying to build a community actually, so it is good to reach out to him because I'm helping him kind of build a community. I'm kind of showing him how to like set up like his Discord and Telegram and kind of helping him kind of structure that. And he says he's not great with technology, but he seems to be fine. And he's kind of a wizard on the charts on TradingView. Like, he's like bam, 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 and he makes it look simple. And he can really condense like a complicated trade into something that's quite simple to comprehend for anyone. So I think that's really cool. Who's the gentleman beside you? Oh, that's my friend. His name is Nitesh. He's coming to Decon as well. He's a software engineer as well. Like he's been around a lot longer than I have.
It's called Bitcoin before you did.
Oh, he bought Bitcoin in 2013. Yeah. He was so convicted about Bitcoin, but he only bought like £50 worth.
And it made me £2,000.
It's called a luggage rack.
A luggage rack.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally know what this thing is.
A luggage rack. Someone said Pandora's box holder. Does God's entry charge for his charting lessons? For the general community, like he will share kind of information and trades and talk to people. But if it's like one-to-one stuff, I believe there is a cost to entry, but I'm not sure what it is. So I think you have to ask him. Yeah. And I think he doesn't just help anyone. Like there's a bit of an interview process, like just so he understands your ambition. Because he's putting his own time into it. Like I don't think for the amount of time that he puts in, like he's really kind of is profitable for him. But he just wants to kind of help people. Like he can retire, I think. He's wealthy enough, I reckon. It's called a folding luggage rack. Okay, so it's a luggage rack. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, God's Entry's DMs are off. You could try tagging him on Twitter. So if you just at God's Entry, you'll see it. Simple solution. We need crypto regulations ASAP. Yes, we do.
Where's here?
Hmm?
In the crypto regulation, what?
Oh, ASAP.
I mean, for what reason?
I mean, the most controversial one right now is that FTX went bankrupt because they were kind of, they were allowing people to invest in them that funds. That is going to be. When is the Vivi verse demo? Oh, I think the Vivi verse demo is on Saturday, but I think they're going to be kind of continuing to show it, like throughout the day. Like you have to go and see the Vivi verse. It might be like playing on the screens.
Can I have a crypto debate with you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So in London, there used to be adverts on the tube for a crypto coin. You remember which one?
Oh, there were loads actually recently. Hex was in London actually recently.
Well, I think it was the Shiba Inu coin.
Oh yeah. That's.
What happened to that?
Shiba Inu's still around, but in my opinion,
Fluffy Inu, Lico,
Floki,
Inu, whatever.
Yeah.
If you said that, buy cryptos from celebrities, so these ones I don't get, like, who's funding these, and why are they getting so much attention, and what's the purpose of them?
So I personally never ever put money into those. But one, I'm pretty sure that is already against what the SEC would say is acceptable.
That's why they don't do it in America.
Yeah. But they do have some jurisdiction, like outside of the US as well. But then the other thing is a lot of these meme kind of tokens, they call them community driven, and what they mean by that is it's not like a project that's driven by a high volume of users. It's like a small concentrated group of users essentially trying to bring in more people so they can make money off of those new people by promising new people more money. And it's what I call Ponzi-nomics.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So those ones are like red flags for me. But what some people do is they know that it's a Ponzi scheme, but what they're doing is they're playing a gambling game where they're like, can I make some quick money and get out before it collapses? And that's where some people get burned because they know that and they do it and they over leverage because they're like, let me put in as much as I can, so I can get as much return as I can before this collapses because I know it's going to collapse. And they end up getting caught. They get caught out. They get rugged.
But when people advertise crypto, what is like the selling point? If it's supposed to be a currency, you can.
The selling point is you buy it so that you can make returns by other people buying it.
Like, this could just be a clone of any other coin being rebalanced or
I think they're preying on people who are new to crypto. That's why they're going with these kind of mainstream ads.
The people who buy it have no idea what they're buying.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know what they're buying. They just see that it can make them money. They don't understand it, so they do it. To be honest, that was kind of, I would say, looking back retrospectively, that was kind of me buying Bitcoin for the first time. Like, I didn't understand it very well, but I bought so many.
I think most people who bought Bitcoin, they don't understand it.
And I think people are trying to replicate that, but they don't realize this is.
I don't think most people even take their crypto off an exchange ever. And I mean a centralized exchange where you need your credit card and ID and everything.
I tell people to keep it in cold storage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's people. Regulate stable coins first. Yeah.
I mean, another stable coin which is tried to be regulated, like what's it? Is USDT that's in it was one of those islands, not Cayman Islands, but the other ones.
Bahamas.
Was it the islands, some sort of state of Australia? Minute Netherlands or something. I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but all these like stablecoins, like they can't get them put it on it, but they're not in a jurisdiction where you can get a regulator in. For all I know, these ones that say they have $60 billion in collateral, they might have zero, and you have no way to know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's as far as I know.
There are some stable coins that have proof of reserve, like USDC. Like that one, they've got some like proof of reserve stuff.
Where's the based?
I can't remember. I just know because John's the one who told me about USDC. He's like, oh yeah, this one they actually
Is
proved.
that ERC20 token?
It's on Polygon, so yes.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for some alpha? I'm gonna drop on your live stream. Marvel saw Viviverse for the first time at New York Comic Con. They approve and excited. Oh, that's really cool. Because that would make sense. Because New York Comic Con was not that long ago. It was last month. So the Viviverse must already kind of be up and running. Oh, okay. If Marvel's excited and if the team is excited, then I think it is going to do well. All chat gaming.
So do people who buy these community-driven meme coins, do they ever trade the coin like like we had the option to send a Bitcoin or something? Do they ever do something like that, or they just leave it on the exchange just as an asset to swap for another asset? So purely a speculative asset. Did they ever make use of the benefits of it being a cryptocurrency?
I don't really. I mean, most of the people buy the meme coins unless they don't know anything about crypto, or unless, I mean, most people buy the meme coins. They either don't know anything about crypto, or they know a lot about crypto and they know it's going to collapse, so they're just gambling. It'll be one of the usual.
I mean, I would like to see like
most people don't actually see it as like a valid investment. I think
I would like to see how much these actually like how many transactions go on their respective blockchains. Because from what I'm assuming, these are just only held in exchanges used for speculation. And the utility of it being a coin that can be sent outside the centralized payment network. And the meme coin, I'm sure that even used. Yeah, Bitcoin, etc. That is definitely used for.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Dogecoin was the only one I think that became big like that, but it was because of Elon Musk. He kind of made Dogecoin somewhat legitimate.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if you can ask your followers on that. Like, how many of them are interested in crypto because of the appeal that it's something.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, we're back. Yeah, lost connection there. Okay, so the question was, how many people would be in crypto, or how many people are in crypto because of the lack of government control? There are still people think USDT couldn't be controlled, but they blacklisted a bunch of wallets recently, and they froze their funds.
But then who's issuing these? If it's a blockchain, you can't do stuff like that.
Oh, USDT, they've got like this there's some function that they had which kind of freezes the funds.
But how is that? Well, can anyone decide which wallet to put in? I couldn't imagine that happening either.
Or they freeze the funds on a certain wallet.
But
And
that
so,
means it's not like truly decentralized project. That means
no, this is USDT. It's not decentralized.
there's just a payment network. Right, that's it. They're literally just a payment network.
I mean, it's an ERC20 token, but
I'm guessing the ERC20 token has special rules in the contract.
yes, it does. Exactly. Yes. So they've got a function which allows the token to be frozen, like you can't sell it anymore.
So it's just a payment network.
And then they roll back the transaction. So then they reclaim it. I mean, yeah, USDT is centralized. What are your thoughts on OMI right now? I think right now OMI is in a good buy zone. God's Entry is the one who kind of gave me his level of what's a good accumulation range, and now he's calling it a buy range right now. So seems fairly low. It could go lower, but that's a extreme scenario. Likely scenario as well. Okay. We've been going for like over an hour now. I might end the stream in like a minute.
Good lighting, right?
Yeah, we're going Santa Monica tomorrow. Does anyone know anything good in Santa Monica? Apart from Santa Monica Pier. How can I work for you? I'm not hiring. I think Vivi's hiring some people actually. They hired a full-time content creator recently. Okay. So I think we're gonna end the stream there. But like I said, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and just make sure you're doing your due diligence in terms of who the founders are, what the balance sheet looks like for them on their company/project, and be very careful when there's like dodgy celebrities promoting a project, because probably that project itself is dodgy. Yeah, so like when Kim Kardashian was promoting FTX, I avoided. Do you hold any other tokens? IMX, Immutable X, ETH. There's some other smaller ones, a bunch of like kind of play turn ones like Moni, and yeah, so I've got some other ones, but they're not like significant now. OMI is my main holding by far now, I'd say. Goals and aspirations, just financial independence and to have time to do other stuff. God's Entry said any coins that are attached to a working product that produces income. OMI is attached to Vivi, and Vivi has a very high income. Yeah, at one point they were top 5 apps in the world. They were grossing more than Disney Plus, which is ridiculous. Oh yes, Epico Regal as well. Yes, they have a token. Because I forget that they have the Epico token because they also use OMI. I think Viviverse will be good, but can't say for sure until we see it next week. Bought some Cardano. Oh yes, I used to have a bag of Cardano. So Cardano is one of my favorite ones to talk about because I bought Cardano when it was half a cent, 0.0005 dollars, and then it went up to 5 cents. So that's a 10x, and then I sold because I was just bored of holding it because it'd been 1 year and it didn't do anything, and then another 1 year and then it exploded, and I was like, man, if I didn't sell for half a cent, I could have sold it for like $1 or whatever it went to, like way higher. So yeah, that was disappointing. But that it was a good lesson because then I learned to kind of hold my own. Okay, we're gonna end it there. So tomorrow I'm going Santa Monica. Wednesday I'm gonna go down to Anaheim. And then Thursday Disneyland, and then Friday Decon starts. That'll be the VIP night, which I think will be fun. Think round, clear ones would see you. Oh, okay. Yeah. I probably might change them. They keep like slipping now because this is like they're loose. I need to tighten them. Like they kind of come down here when I'm talking. I push them back up. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.